Pingua.
Hey, it's Mary from Pingua. Welcome. So glad you're here. We're going to look at one of the ways to add a level to your game. Levels are a fantastic way to add more challenge to your game and to make the fun last longer. So let's take a look inside at this game. I have the Critter Chorus here to help me. So we're starting in the Spotlight backdrop when the green flag is clicked, and here you can see with the drop-down menu, you can see all the different backdrops we have. Let's go up into that Backdrops tab, and here you can see the two different backdrops I have lined up for this game. And right now I am in the Backdrops menu, the Stage menu, and you can see on the far right because it's highlighted dark blue. So let's look at the code again. Here we can see all wrapped in a forever loop. If the score equals 5, then switch the backdrop to the Arctic backdrop. So when the level changes, the scene changes, and this time it's changing to the Arctic backdrop scene, and starting with the Spotlight. So this is one way to add a level. Let's pull all these pieces apart, and then we can kind of see how to put it back together again once we've pulled it all apart to look at what exactly is happening here. So what do we have when we pull all these pieces apart? We have a forever loop, which is one of the control blocks, and inside it is an if-then block. And what we put inside the if-then was a green operators block. So if something equals 5, it's one of the operators blocks. Operators blocks are a handy way to add useful math equations into our code. So you can see it just slides right into that hole, the shape matches. And then if something equals 5, we switch the backdrop, and that comes from the looks blocks, the purple looks blocks. You can see all the different choices there that are purple colored, the looks blocks. And this one says to switch the backdrop. Now all of it depends on this score. Something has to equal 5, and that's the score. And the score is of course a variable, because variables are things that change or vary in your game. In the deep orange variable blocks, we can make a variable. I already have a variable made for score, but this is how you would do it. New variable name, give it the name. Now because we're in the Stage menu, this variable will be available to all sprites. And yes, it's telling me we already have that variable. That's okay. So here we are. See, we're in the Stage menu on the far right. We know because it's highlighted dark blue. Let's go into a critter code brain and try to make a variable. So now you can see you have a choice for this sprite only or for all sprites. But because we're in the Stage, it will be available to all sprites. So everything is wrapped with a forever loop, which means that all the code inside that forever loop will continue to run forever. Inside we have the if-then block. If something happens, then something else should happen. And inside the hole, inside the if-then block, we're putting the if something equals, and I've made the number 5, if this something equals 5, but you can make that whatever number fits your situation, your game. I need it to be 5. And what I need to equal 5 is the score. And then we get to the next level. So remember, score is from the deep orange variables. You make a variable. And if I have that little box checked beside sprite like I do, that means it will show on the stage. You can see here where it says score equals 0 because the game hasn't started. If you uncheck it, you won't see it on the stage, but it's nice to see the score. And if the score equals 5, then switch the backdrop to the Arctic scene. And remember, that comes from the purple looks blocks. Switch backdrop, and it slides right inside the if-then block. So this is one way to signal that you've got a new level happening in your game. And in the next video, I'll show you what I did to the Critter Chorus game to make it more challenging, to give it a second level. So here they are. You have to give the mic to the critter who has something to say, and each time you touch the critter who is talking with the microphone, then you gain a point. And if you get 5 points, then you get to the next level. And in the next video, which I really hope to see you in, I'll show you what I've done to set that up. Thanks so much for watching. So glad you're here. See you in the next video.